Yo, 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 yo. Let's put out the links. Just realised I'm muted again. I said we killed off the Twitch, but Twitch is still going apparently on here, so we'll sort it. How's everyone doing this week? How are things in the grand scheme of things? Or things? Yeah, I thought I'd disable Twitch on OBS, but it's still going. Oh well, we'll do it for next week. There we go. I know I said we'd just do this section, but we may as well just block. Police the main building. Yeah, busy week. This week's gone fast. I remember on Monday I was like, oh, shit, it's Monday. And it's already Thursday night. So some weeks go fast, some don't. Some weekends go fast, some don't. Oh yeah, I realized last week we did this with the roof, but it's like reverse. None of you told me. Gaslighting me. Totally did this at the wrong. Evening. Mr. Hotshot. Mr. Unreal Gold Authorized Instructor. Surprised you have time for a puny mortal like me. Not sure. You can have it. I like the badge. The badge does look cool. Is there a rank? Is there a rank higher than gold? Can you get? Is it like League of Legends? Can you get like a silver um rank or anything like that? It's got to be a hidden rank, man. Unreal Instructor Diamond. It's when you actually get to work for Epic as well. So what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between someone having bronze and someone having gold? Like, what is the criteria for this sort of stuff? I'm tired this week. Sleep has been a bit weird this week. Yeah. A slower day. So things are going to start picking up over the next few months in terms of like the public talking. So January was a bit quiet, but as things start to ramp up now, the more things. So, and they were doing something for Renzo. Renzo's college, that's late Feb. They've got the Snappy Gurus thing. I'm going to be mentoring for those guys for 6 weeks. Had a few other places reach out. Although a lot of these places are too far away, so they have to be online. So it's funny, most of the schools that contact me to come do something, they're like really far south. I'm like, man, why can't like Derby University just ask me to come do something and pay me? That's like literally a 10, 15-minute drive. It's like, no, this is 4 hours away. I'm like, oh, I'll just do it online. And most of the time, online talks are free anyway, even for strangers. Obviously, Renzo is a friend, so we do not charge our gold standard educational friend for talking to his college. But some places you definitely want to get paid for, right? If you don't know them. Otherwise, what's the value? So you gotta, that's one thing, is the business side of games are like, when you talk for these universities, and this isn't like talking for people on a podcast, right? Where it's a single person or making something. This is like talking for an educational school that has, you're going to get all this value out of it. And it's a fine line to walk, like how many you do. Otherwise, you end up doing like 5-6 talks a month for free, and it just drains you, right? So the business side is also important. Getting exchange for value. That's why we pay our mentors, or will be, as soon as we put out the Miro board. Hopefully, get some more Patrons, and we can fund guest talks. But I know I said we would only just do this far side, but I kind of feel as though like we may as well just block the whole thing out. Take more time, but it means we can have a really nice looking block out by the time it's coloured in and has the main forms in. It would challenge me a bit to get the general proportions. So we'll work on this middle area today and see if we can get that sorted. And all that sort of stuff. I went to Teesside. Oh yeah. A lot of courses coming a long way. The only problem is when you're a student. Now don't watch me, Leah. I'll do it wrong. You're watching me as if I'll have the answer for the roof. So we're not doing stylized, so we're not going to model everyone, which you can do, right? But the more buildings you have, the more of a pain it is. But you can do that, right? You can if you wanted to. But the method I'm going to do is we're going to learn to make a tiling texture in Designer, and we're going to map that to the flat roof, and then we'll probably here's the thing, like we might just go all in learning modern day environment art. So what I mean by that is the way I was planning on doing this was more of like the current gen non-nanite. I say current gen, lots of games using nanite, but there's still a lot of games using the traditional sort of face weighted normals, trim sheets on them. I was thinking that maybe, okay, should we just go all in and make the texture and displace it with nanite, but then we need sculpting, right? And I know Blender sculpting is a bit hit and miss, so I'm not 100% sure yet. But the plan either way, even if it was the old school method, make a tiling texture, put it on the roof, vertex blend it, cut edge loops in, make an individual tile and pop them up and down at certain angles. All that sort of stuff. Yo, Mark. Because I know what Mark is doing is, I don't think Mark's doing nanite, doing face weighted normals and trims. So I was going to go that route, but we'll see how this develops over time, right? It's going to take a while to even get the full block out done. I did find a good quality benchmark though, for what I want to achieve. See if I can find it. Oh, it was like it was like a medieval house with walls like this, with some stairs leading up to it. I can't remember where I found it. I think I ended up typing in like medieval house. Oh, I think I found it already. Is this it? No, I don't think this is it. This is similar. I'll show in a minute. This is kind of similar, but it's not the one I had in mind. But this could still be good on our research, right? So, um, this sort of texture style, an art style. This wasn't the example I had in mind, but this does have a lot of the same feel. Because look, they got a similar roof. Obviously, it's slate or whatever, right? But it looks like they've probably done the same thing, right? It's a tiling texture, then a modeled version on top to break it up. So I might save this to my reference board as well. But this wasn't the one I had in mind, but it's still very good. What was the one I had in mind? It was similar. It's this one. Yeah, this one was my main benchmark, right? So, because if you look at the blockout, yeah, so getting this level of, see, they've modeled every tile as well. So maybe that might be the way. But yeah, this sort of blockout, I want to achieve that, which won't be too hard. And then for texture style, I obviously want to achieve something like this, right? So this sort of learning designer to do this sort of high, sharp detail on the wood. They've got similar walls to what we'll have in the corners. And then framing, it doesn't matter too much. We'll have an angle like this, but not with, we'll see what we'll do with the ground. But yeah, this stuff, this is what makes environments. Because essentially a lot of it is boxes at the end of the day, right? Boxes and bevels. But being able to make this sort of high quality tileable materials, that's what, let's see here, right? That's where the money is going to come in. So yeah, you see it progress. Like already early on, right after the blockout, that texture alone really just starts to look really good. So we'll obviously use mega scans for the foliage and ivy, but we'll make the rest in designer. Because that's it. I've not used designer much before. Never used it for a tileable. So this stream's about learning things, not doing things we're comfortable with. So we will probably spend a lot of weeks just doing the stone texture because I'll have to learn designer. So yeah. Rooftops in Assassin's Creed would be good reference. Yeah, especially the later ones. Still nothing wrong with pond materials. Yeah, nothing wrong with it. It depends on what you're doing. Can make it with tissue and bake the normal map. Make it with tissue. Hi, Carradine. Not doing normals unless for floor. I think I saw a project from Terry Dong on ArtStation where he did the design of rooftop displace the map. Yeah, displacing from the sculpt is probably the way. In all honesty, especially like you've got a lot of rooftops, right? We're not just talking about a single roof. You want to be able to sort of fall for it. But yeah, I think it might be a bit too much for me to jump straight into the modern next gen whatever nanite workflow. I don't have ZBrush. We could use Blender, but jumping straight into Blender sculpting, I think we'll take it slow. Using Blender for like a month. Take it slow. I want a really good block out with a good camera angle where it almost looks like a stylized finished piece. And then we start adding materials. That's all it is. It's just, this is all materials at the end of the day, right? Some clean modeling. So how has your week been, folks? Sounds like some of you've had busy weeks. Any slow weeks? Any marking weeks? And we've got a mixture of folks from different industries. Thank you, Benjamin. We're getting there week by week. We decided we're going to do the rest, at least the rest of the building. Like, yeah, we could just do that side and use it as a proof of concept, but I think it would. Let's just may as well do the full thing. When we start texturing, we can do that side, but because this middle bit has a lot of little intricacies to it, so I'd like to get that in the block out, which is what takes most of the time, to be honest. Stuff in. Savage bro, how we doing, buddy? Another side of the building at last. What do you mean? How fast do you think I am? I only work on this 2 hours a week. I'm slow, bro. I'm slow. I'm a sloth modeler. Slow week for me, but that gave me some extra time to gather a bunch of screenshots. Would love to post those and forget about it, knowing. Okay. Yeah, we when we were getting laid off from BM, we requested like when we can post that stuff, and it was like they were like, yeah, day of release. Day of release, feel free to post your stuff. So they were pretty cool with that. But I know sometimes at other companies it takes a long time. Might need to retake a bunch. 50%, that'd be good to go. Been a good week. Primarily environment, hard surface artist, but this week I delved into character work via the Unreal MetaHuman. MetaHuman's cool, especially stuff you can do with your own face with the sort of animation capture and stuff like that. You can just talk to the phone and it will set it up to record and it will put it onto the MetaHuman. I couldn't do a character to save my life. One of those tick boxes. So I should get to here. So there's something, one of these up here. Only with the rotate tool. I'll have to check downstairs as well, because downstairs that does not. We've always had beef with rotating. That's probably one of the last few things. Oh, there we go. So what was it? It was we tick. Oh, we just had to turn off that, whatever that does affect. Yeah, we've had beef with rotating in this godforsaken program for a while, but now we're slowly getting there. I've been thinking of changing the hotkey for this. But it's X in Maya. X is very heavily used here. There's this the snap hotkey, shift and tab is not the most personally. Maybe one of the mouse buttons. What do I use mouse 1 for? Okay, I don't use mouse 1. Oh wait, no, mouse 1 is hotkey, wireframe. Mouse 2 is meant to be X-ray, but X-ray mode doesn't work in this mode apparently. It works in solid mode, which is fun. Oh, we fucked up. Let's have a look. Yeah, we might change the hotkey for enabling grid. I've been using Blend for 5 years, AMA. Why is it so painful? I'm kidding. Yeah, it's been going well last few weeks. We get more comfortable every few weeks. Every stream we get comfortable, a bit more comfortable with the modeling. James Ray Renders. What a name! Introducing James Ray Renders. Best renders you've ever seen.com. It's an awesome name. How you doing, buddy? Welcome. It's bonkers the tools you can get for a human character creation these days. Made a dude, popped some custom clothes, asset on him, skinned them without having to touch weights. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I've worked with metahumans quite a bit. And if I can understand how to do some basic stuff in it, anyone can. stuff like Control Shift Tab. It's interesting. It's an interesting hotkey. Just like slash to isolate select. Maybe we'll change that one. Painful. I really enjoy watching your videos and interviews. I'm an artist at Polyhaven and often find your videos. Hey, that's really cool. Isn't Polyhaven that's isn't that no Polyhaven? Is that the Andrew Price stuff? Or is that called Poly something? I've heard Polyhaven, heard that before. Where have I heard it before? Rings a bell. We'll have a new video soon on the channel. Life is just very busy at the moment with stuff. We got a Miro board coming out as well. Open to public, which will probably come out tomorrow. Andrew's Polyhaven. I need to ringing a bell. Let me load it up and I'll probably remember it. Okay, yeah. It does ring a bell. Maybe I've grabbed this guy from here at some point. Cool, man. Welcome. What do you do specifically at Polyhaven? Is there a trick, if anyone knows, to slide a vert, but then snap it to the alignment of the lower vert? Obviously, if we go left to right, we can just do that, right? But if we want to slide it down its edge and then stop it equal with the thing, is there a way for that, or we got to eyeball it? Don't mind eyeballing it, but preferably on a curved edge, not eyeball it like there, but or I can always go the other way around, right? And just align this to the top one. It's always good to know, right? Sliding edges. So what I'm currently doing is using cuts in the face to color in more stuff. The more I color in, the more we can match the proportions. So we've got this little thing here, and then the wood pillar. Then we need a horizontal beam, which we can probably do right now, actually. So the more we add in on the front face, the easier it comes to not to mess with proportions. Now we get that sort of triangle here. We need to block in a bit of a curved cylinder there, but for now we're up. And then we need to get a corner, and it looks like maybe instead of modeling this, which we will eventually for the blockout, we can probably just cheat. I say cheat, but no. we can just assign this a brown color instead of modeling it, and then model it in the. Some things are just easier to model out instead of cutting the loop in. Some things are just a bit easier to assign because you're going to model out of that piece anyway, right? Eventually, so like that. So that would just give us a bit of a. So now we can just go, okay, we start here and we end here, and we can just sort of compare and get it roughly right. Then we have the triangle, and then what we'll do next is we'll get this window frame in, and bit by bit we'll start to get the proportions we need. Obviously, we're visualizing this on a this half. Mainly 3D, working with the community and people who donate assets. I do a lot of reviewing. I'm not a natural teacher. Oh, that's awesome, James. Yeah, me neither. Like I just there's always improvement, right? But I became a lot more comfortable at public talking by teaching. I remember I taught for 6 years, right? So I remember my very first day teaching. I was scared, terrified, right? But now I don't mind talking in front of classes or people and all that sort of stuff. But that's like 6 years of building up that sort of resilience to nerves. So yeah, it's all it is just practice. I don't think many people start natural. And public speaking is pretty tough as well, in my opinion. My first day of teaching was hilarious. So there was meant to be a guy teaching the class. He never turned up. So I basically spent my first day arriving there doing the teaching, looking at somebody's slides that I'd never looked at before. I was like, well, I guess this is it. For sliding vertices on a curve, it's Shift V. Yeah, I just did GG and it slides it. It's just sliding it and knowing and getting it to align in normals, but I just did it manually for now. It's fine. Just curious. All. But teaching is good though. You definitely build up a lot of resilience in teaching because you have to deal with. You're basically in a almost you're kind of in a retail job because you're dealing with customers and stakeholders, and they have varying personalities and problems, and it's definitely a test. I used Intuit by teaching assistant, teaching kids classes, eventually adults and college classes. I almost think you went the harder way then. Usually, the lower age and lower education structure, the more difficult it is to teach. Like university is still a wild one to teach in, but compared to like a college or a school, it's a deal with like completely different mentalities and behaviors. And there's stricter policies. Colleges in the UK have way stricter policies than universities for like attendance and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, break software in ways or see students break software in ways you never thought was possible. And it's like, how did you do that? And they'll leave you uncapped because eventually you are going to be hidden anyway. It depends though, because we probably want some bot. So damn it. Because that's eventually going to overhang that. It's proper. What's more interesting to teach or work in the industry? I've done both at different times in terms of career. Teaching's where I got my confidence back to kind of go back into industry. Teaching is, well, I'm remote now, right? So I can't give a direct comparison to being on site. But in terms of like the job itself, teaching is, when you teach, you actually do more things that aren't teaching. So, you spend most of your time admin, problem solving, problem preventing, personal mentoring, recruitment, paperwork. The teaching is actually the smallest part of the job. So in that way, it's a lot more stressful. Like, you think in 3D, right? Most people find unwrapping boring. Imagine if you unwrapped for 70% of your job and then did 30% of the fun stuff. Kind of like that. So the teaching's great. It's just all the stuff that comes with it. So great. Teaching was definitely a lot more stressful than working in industry, despite the amount of layoffs that are happening and having been laid off. So for me, the perfect balance is to part-time teach when possible, drop in for guest lectures, but not commit to the whole thing and the paperwork and all that sort of stuff. Teaching is definitely more secure though. You probably won't get laid off from a teaching job. And you usually know that a few years in advance because you have 3-year courses, right? So pick your poison, I'd say. Don't get me wrong, they're both fun jobs. They just, you know, both have pros and cons. Teaching barely, yeah, exactly. It would be nice to teach all the time. Teaching internally at the office was wildly different. Yeah, exactly, Matty. But yeah, teaching at college is much more dreadful than teaching at university. What I've heard from pretty much anyone that came to our university from college for teaching. I do want to play working on this type of build. I want to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Never played the first one, but we could hop on board the second one. That would be fun. Stuffs. Some stuff. Oh, this was the stuff you were on about, Leah. Saw it on the Discord. Yeah, that's cool. Good breakdowns. RGB mask. That's pretty cool. If you can do it from the tiling texture, you can do it on all your roofs. You got to remember, you've got so many rooftops. The more you can automate it, the better. It's a cool breakdown. Yeah, go for it. Like I say, every material you make, you're gonna have to remake it a few times. That's remember when we looked at that example of Ben McDonald's Bloodborne scene. He remade those materials like 6, 7 different times in different workflows: designer, ZBrush, a mixture, and he found what was best for him, which I believe was designer in the end. So that will be same for me. I'll be making all these textures multiple times until we get what we want. I feel the wood one will probably be the easiest, and the stone one will be interesting. But for these actual arch bits, we'll see if we can just sculpt those up in Blender. I think Blender's got a pretty good set of brushes now. Hey, can you recommend any school online for 3D environment art? Uh, what's your budget? How much are you willing to spend? And what's your timeline and your current experience? I don't know. You gotta have some idea. So you have about a college level experience if it's 2 years. Um, I mean, what do you want to do? What sort of stuff? What sort of environments do you want to make? Stylized, cartoony, realistic? What type of job do you want to get? Are you willing to move anywhere? A lot of this stuff factors in. I live in Portugal. College, it's around €400 a month. Yeah, sounds about right. Um, I, there's not really. There are schools popping. There's a lot of types of schools popping up. There's if money is sort of like you're not going to get a loan or anything, which is the main way people in the UK get it. You're going online and self funding. You maybe want one of the shorter courses where the cost is a lot lower. Because there are online schools that are similar to degrees, but you're talking, lots of money in that regard. I think there's like Think Tank and not sure if Nomon is online, but those are like the big expensive schools. Then there's just online courses that are kind of like CGMA, which is probably your next go to. They offer like a 6 to 8 week course, mostly pre recorded, where you can hop in once a week with a mentor from the course who did the videos, or maybe is from industry. Uh, those things are usually about $1,000, but you can get quite a lot from that if you put the time into it. So it depends on your level of discipline and how much support you need. Because a course like CGMA is not going to be very helpful if you need a lot of hands-on support. Because again, it's mostly pre-recorded. Whereas a traditional school, you would get that. What? Just No worries, Blender Arsenal. Check out CGMA. CGMA. Oh, really, Matt? Which ones did you take? I know a lot of people that take the environment art and lighting ones. It's on their website. CGMA is they're usually about $1,000, but I have not heard a brainstorm of what. Oh, I see what it did. Sense. Oh, you did all the difficult, complex stuff. It doesn't surprise me, Mr. Procedural. Stuff you do is so voodoo to me. So voodoo. I just want that 3D stuff. Reminds me of my old students. Always hated the first year because it had life drawing and the arty stuff. You just wanted the 3D model. Algebra. You technical artists. Mate, kind of. I haven't used Maya in ages. I taught 3ds Max at uni, which I didn't fully understand, but enough to get by. I'm doing environment art because I'm a lighting artist, so it's stuff I haven't done in a while. So yeah, I haven't used Blender before. Did previously use Maya for like 10 years. As I'm doing my second CGMA course right now, and I really like it. But a company I work for pays for it. I wouldn't pay for it for myself, rather. Yeah, it's cool when the company pays for it. Like I say, at the end of the day, it's mostly pre-recorded and then a drop-in feedback each week. So if you're looking for something a bit more hands-on, it might not be that. Or am I getting trolled again, or am I getting disconnected? Probably getting trolled. We can hear you. I'm still alive. Alive. It's the face. Anyway. EMC3D is now streaming. GB. We're getting there. We're getting used to playing the piano. Practice a lot and you can join any company. Ooh. I think just getting a company would be good in this climate, to be honest. does this mean? Bisect. Sideways. Rory's a blender Arsenal. Glad you find them helpful. Suppose I need to do 2 mirror modifiers before I merge them, because the pivot is not in. Can you mirror based on the 3D cursor? Topology ones. Yeah, that's the one most people know about. People like topology. Ugh, which is funny because it's always just buildings and stuff. But making buildings is fun. The environment art dream. Using empty. What's up, Caden? Hello from the 40-second future. That's the only thing with streaming on YouTube is you guys have like a 40-second, 40-second. Unfortunately. Oh, my stuff. Ugh. Anyone got any plans for the weekend? Just chilling. Chilling and vibing. Weekends of a project grind. There, a hardcore grind from Matt. Victorian era madness. Oh, probably sleep forever. Ugh. Ever and ever. Fellow works, CH. Cool, cool. Portfolio work. Right. Oh, a lot of portfolio work in this weekend. Cool. I have to clarify. Mine is 1920 errors. 1920s Victorian. It's all the same to me. It's all Victorian. Just kidding. What have I done? What have I hit? Must have hit something because I've hidden stuff and it's not in the not using the slash command. By fat. I've hit something by mistake. Was it the? Oh no, I must have I deleted? Weird. Don't remember. Wait. Oh yeah, where's my actual? Let's go back. I think did we hit? Must have hit delete at some point. Well, I have 250 undo steps, so what? My undos seem to be broken as well. We just corrupt something question mark. Like a window with undo steps. I have 200 plus undo steps, so but it stops here. I think we might have corrupted something because our building just went missing. Or I've hit a hotkey. But it's not even in the outliner now. Was I control S-ing? I can't remember. Shit. Let me look at the replay. What on earth? Hey, Hotel Galbedia, how you doing? So we were on our wood beam. Focused in on it. We isolated it with slash. Rotating around it. Yeah, we lost it. Wait, what? What on earth? I can't even. What did he even push? Slash, isolate. Just delete some faces. Still that. Am I just derping? My apps. There's a show all. Shh. Might be going crazy. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. We just had a crisis. I undo. No idea what happened there, but it was in there. It was just weird. Uh, my undo should be on 250, but it stopped after 10. Or did I set that downstairs? I ended up using different blenders. I panicked then. I thought I lost because we cut so many faces in here. I was like, what happened? So somehow we hid stuff in the outliner even though we were going back between slash. I don't know. That although I will say now, let's save back up. We're back. Yeah, I don't know what happened. There's something when I press the slash, I hid something. Yeah, it could have been one maybe. Ah, okay. Maybe it was that. I haven't done that yet, so maybe that will explain it. That would explain it. Model back in crayon mode for a bit. Looks awful. I can't go back. I need to go back to this, even though X-ray mode is a bit wonky in this mode. Yeah, almost like, oh no, I don't want to remake the cube with all the cuts. Took away most of the stream. Sloth pace. Super sloth pace. Maybe I was in object mode and I hit 2 to go to edges, thinking it was on edit mode. That's probably what it was. EBH. So now we get our window thickness. So this is too thick. So what we'll do is we need to we need to start separating out our glass. No merging of glass into the main mesh. Be a bit naughty. It's gonna be smart. Window's too thick, so let's just. Yeah, this is usually how I block out. I just get the shapes in. We do a proportion pass, shape back in, proportion pass. Once the verts are in the place they need to be, it doesn't, take a long way. An edge is an edge at the end of the day, right? So feels better. We'll come back to that, but that needs to be thicker. That needs to be smaller. But the geo's in there for the most part, other than the bars. So we can come back to that. Oh, the cylinder thing. Yeah, that stuff's always fun. I haven't done sub D in a while. I don't think I will do much sub D in the future anyway. Not with that marmoset bevel thing, but yeah, sub D was the main thing I always used to use. It's fun for the wireframes. But I don't think there'll be anything sub D high poly in here. Because that, if we do that, we can just use the bevel shader. So, hello, Slam, Abby. Hello, S-Fan. Don't know what you're saying, but I'm assuming it's hello in different languages. But yeah, sub D's, I love sub D. I love the wireframe of it, but nowadays sub D is a bit of a dying art for games. It's good for soft surface stuff, for sure. Do wish X-ray mode worked in viewport shading. With a material method on. Kind of annoying. Now I have X-ray bound to mouse 2. It doesn't work. Look-see. Grayed out in this mode because we're in material preview. Oh, is it trolling me again? It is. Yeah, I wish it was more obvious because it gives me backface selection errors as well compared to solid mode. But I can live with it. It's fine. It's all. That's probably two of them. If we go for our 1 meters. Although, no, actually, it's probably three of them. So one, and entrance. Oh, it's almost the weekend. Just doing the game art stare thing. Don't mind. So, cheers, Lee. I need to make a Miro board as well. Start saving some screenshots and reference. Ugh. for the bigger picture. Because Miro is very important. I'll be so brash to ask since I'm here. I was wondering if you know game ops Germany. Field. I'm from Germany, and I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know much about game art education outside of the UK, sadly. So probably what Leah said. So we have we know that these are the same piece. So what this is what my thought process is now is that these are the same proportions as these. So pillar needs to basically end up near the corner. Right now we're way off. So what that means is we need to adjust the proportions of top area, essentially. Now I think of it, I don't think this building has 3 floor things here. I think it's 2 because everything's quite symmetrical. It's kind of like this is a window, this is a door piece, and then it just is symmetrical up there. So what we probably need to do is we need to pick a side. So if we basically grab these meshes and move them to where proportions are right, at least on one side, roughly there. What needs to basically happen now is we need to actually shorten some. These are way short. That's how you just start to get proportions. Like a jigsaw, the more you model out, the more it's going to be modular. The more you can try and match the shape better or sacrifice the shape. Well, you always sacrifice a little bit of accuracy. Ugh. I want to block just maybe this side. I want to get that L shape before we do Patreon. Because the more we add, the better info we. I have some friends study in Germany, asking them right now. Hey Elliot, love the consistency. I also started streaming recently. Hey, I'm Humphrey. How you doing, buddy? That's awesome to hear, man. I'm glad. How you doing? I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to your channel. I subscribe to a channel name that's very familiar. Sounds very similar. Yeah, yeah. I remember seeing your stuff a few weeks ago. How you doing? How's your content creation stuff going? I know you do like mentorships and stuff like that, right? For environment, is it environment art materials, that sort of stuff? When I made various bits on Gotham Knights, I used to screen grab building ref, straighten it in PS. Oh yeah, we've talked about that on the channel before, Mr. Brooker. That's an awesome old school technique. That bizarre creations technique. But they would use the actual ref as the texture, which was cool as well. But you could get away with it in those days on racing games. I know some people use F-Spy. I could use F-Spy on this, but part of the fun is just eyeing it up and getting it right manually. Yeah, I could totally F-Spy this and sort of autopilot it if I wanted to, but I don't particularly want to on this occasion. I want to figure this out into its relevant kits for when we learn designer. But yeah, if I was in production, whatever's faster, I would do, right? So F-Spy the hell out of stuff. Camera match. Can't hear you. Really? My mic's coming out. You trying to troll me, Renzo? Better not be trying to troll me. Right. Wait, are you right? No. Test, test, test. Can I hear myself in 40 seconds time? Hear myself, Renzo. Dare you troll me? That's it, Renzo. That's strike 2. Just because you're a gold Unreal authorized instructor, trying to troll me now. Made me check my own stream and wait for 30 seconds. How dare you, Renzo? How dare you? I can see you. I know you can see me. It's the freaking audio I was asking about. Who did Gotham Knights again? Was it Rocksteady? Or was it was Gotham Knights the other one? Unbelievable, Renzo. Derailing the stream because you muted your headset. what Leah said. RX90. No, RZ90. Yeah. That's the one. Warner Brothers Montreal. Did that used to be called Monolith Productions, or is that a different studio? I don't know why the Monolith came into my mind. See, once we get the L shape, we can just get the proportions now. Cheap viewers on steamboo.com, remove this space at CWTGFXXY. See, I didn't know I was streaming on Twitch until I started the stream because I thought I turned multi-stream off, as the party is much more popping on the YouTubes. However, thank you, tax exempt. I will keep your bot link in mind for when I want to buy more viewers. So we're going to do the Patreon in 22 because we started a bit late. Monolith did the Lord of the Rings Mordor games. Did they do the ones where they stole that? They stole, not stole. They they had that amazing feature, and then they patented it, patented. They patented it, and then never used it again. The is it that one? The frigging Lord of the Rings bounty system or whatever. Imagine putting a patent on a game design feature. Absolutely. Are you going for more stylized? No, hell no. I mean, if I just keep it at blockout, it will look stylized because it's flat colors. But no, it is going to be photo. I can tell you what the texture style is going to be actually. What it's going to try and be, because again, this is a learning piece and we've not used designer before. But the style that I'm going for is that reference is in the way. This is why I need my mirror board as well. I blame Leah. Leah's been putting me off doing my mirror board. I did see this the other day. This looked pretty funny in terms of how cool it was. Well, I thought this was pretty cool. But no, I'm not. I'm not going stylized. I've never done stylized in my life. Nemesis system, that's the one. There is a specific style we're going for. I keep losing it because I haven't got a mirror yet. But yeah, I'm very tired, so that's why my brain is slow today. It's been a busy day. So Thursday's always the longer days, but I had it up in the stream earlier, but my brain's gone to mush. But yeah, it will look stylized when we do the block out with a lighting pass, just because the block out is flat colors. But no, we'll be doing photoreal substance designer, sharp texture sort of look, because I want to learn designer for hyperreal textures. Um, but yeah, there was a piece on here that had the benchmark, right, that I was going to compare to. Um, see if we can find it since we're winding down. We have to. I haven't done an environment in a very long time. I've done modeling for sure, but I've not done a full environment with tilables in a very long time. So it will take quite a few attempts in designer to get what we want. So that's what it comes down to. It comes down to design, like the modeling, the modularity, the text density. Yeah, I know all that stuff, right? But the designer textures, the main thing that makes it look, the boxes look pretty. That's the thing that I am really need to level up on as a side skill. Did I type in medieval building earlier, or am I just blind and can't see it? Sure. Yeah, we'll do Patreon feedback in a minute. I swear I'm missing a trick. Like, it's probably right in front of my face. I mean, it should have a lot of likes because it looked awesome. But yeah, I do want to try Kingdom Come Deliverance too. I do like my medieval games. So there might be some good inspiration in that for the way we do materials. Yeah. So this is coming along. We've got the bottom in. We know it's symmetrical with well, actually, let's just check again because I think the pillars are meant to line up in the middle, which would mean, or it could be perspective. But we know it's roughly cut in half and it's the same, right? So I feel this whole building is pretty much symmetrical with the entrance on the right. It looks like this pillar is kind of in the same place. However, our pillar is way off. So if I'm happy with the proportions of this, what it basically means is adjusting the proportions. So, you know, moving that pillar to here and moving everything across to the left, which will then start to dictate the window lengths and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we're obviously a bit out of proportion on the top, which we will. I might fix it off stream for next week. We shall see because it's just moving stuff around. And then we've got the L shape in here, and then it'll be the roof, blocking the rest of the roof, and it will actually start to look like a building. Then it looks a bit like all over the place at the moment, but that's just you know, the process of the blocking out. Let me check my history. Aha! So if I check my history, I can find it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so this was going to be our texture style basically, and our benchmark. So this is a sort of hyper realistic style I want to try and achieve, and for the block out as well. Like these are the level of materials we'll want to achieve, which is going to take a lot. My cam always blurs out at the end of every stream, like I'm in witness protection. Now you can see from like, yeah, we'll compare the block out as well. So that was their block out pre textures. So we'll see if we have a similar style, and we'll just compare ourselves to this person on each stage because they've got some really nice work. So yeah, that will be kind of what we sort of, that's what I'm comparing against for this learning experience, right? This one was good as well. But yeah, right now it's just mostly modeling. We haven't done too much research. We're just making in the kit and then breaking it up. And then we'll do a Miro pass and start figuring out what's going to be trim and what isn't. Yeah, we're slowly getting there. I could do that, stop the light. It just depends if I ever render it from this angle. Probably not. Okay. I still don't know if I'm going to lock the camera or not. I haven't decided, but if I do that angle, I need to have the roof proper. Oh, dank. What was it? Dank the bit. Am I saying it right? Probably not. You're getting there. You're getting there means no. You're saying it so wrong, but you have potential to say it right. Almost. I love the ink. I'll just fix the top of this roof up before we stop because it's going to bug me. Can't tell when I'm in X-ray mode on. I guess I have to look at this. I wish it was a bit more obvious. There we go. Ah, cool. How are you finding Blender? Getting there. We're getting there. We still struggle with rotating. And some of the hotkeys are a bit far to reach, but bit by bit we get a bit more comfortable with it. So ugh. I might do a bit to this off stream to fix the proportions up here, and then next week uh, we'll focus on getting the roof lock in there and hiding all the little wood beams that are in the way. And then we decide how modular or unmodular we want to make it. And then yeah, we get into Unreal, set up a camera, set some lighting up, PBR lighting. Go back, refine the block out until we're happy with the proportions. Start unwrapping it for trim sheets, 1024 per meter. And then the big time sink is going to be Learning Designer. Learning Substance Designer in a good enough way to get what we want. And we may also use the Blender sculpting for the wood. So yeah, fun. Should be fun. Ugh. Rightio. Patreon. Week 6 Harbour level. Oh yeah, you're getting the wood planks in, right? Mm. Cool. We got assume we have some images of this on Miro and we can have a look at. Oh, I forgot about this. The same. Translate for the EMC 3D. Caveman EMC 3D. I was like, what's this word? The same. Where are we looking? Salesperson, Leah. Miro salesperson. Sellers on where we're going. Hey, Joe Johnson. How you doing, buddy? How are things this week for you? Planks look very the same. You can't. Are you deleting the word because it scares me? So this was your mesh. This was your ZBrush pass. You did the back. You sculpted a lot of planks there. Like usually you would kind of just like 1, 2, 3, 4. You could sculpt up like 5, which is really like 6. Well, which is really like 10, right? Because each side is unique. So I think it'll be important because I think you'll need to redo this a few times, right? As we said, redoing sculpts, they get better and better. Redoing materials, they get better and better. But if you're redoing so many planks each time, it becomes very difficult. So what I would recommend is when you do your next sculpt pass on these to try and improve them with your stylization, I would say you probably want like 1, 2, 3. Or you could probably do like, I don't know, like this many front and back, and you would have enough to do most of your docs. And then just get the art direction right. And then if you really want to do more later on, I think like some of them are probably too blobby, right? So it gets a bit like the hardness in like these areas looks cool, right? When it's got these hard angular bits, but then you get to like these bits where it gets a bit sort of ropey, gets a bit sort of blue tacky, right? Like you squished blue tack. You've also got like photographic almost alpha noise here, and then really big curvy shapes. So you kind of want to pick one or the other because that's almost 2 different levels of stylization, right? So you've got like the wavy, and then you've got like that's the way I'm going to be doing my wood, like with the noise alphas and cutting them back in. So I think, like I say, it's going to take a few attempts to get it right, but those 6 planks representing the whole of your docs will be a good one to nail. So yeah, I think have a think of like getting consistency because you've got so many planks, you start to lose a bit of consistency the more you do, because you can kind of see that towards like some of them you're kind of rushing to get them done, it looks like, right? Because like this one here is like a completely different art style to like some of these. So I'd say do 4 to 6 planks and just keep iterating on those and get them in the docs, and then dress most of your docs out of those. Front, back, yeah. So yeah, so just try and iron out your art direction for it. Take 1 plank to start off with, compare it to a lot of your reference, and try and match. Like, what are they doing that you're not doing, or what are they doing that you could do on the 1 plank? So it'll be the style of cracks. What is that style of cracks? The style of how it curves. Is it going to be curvy? It needs to be curvy throughout. The style of just like this little warbling here. How many? This little tiny detail, I don't think that's needed if you're going to go super stylized. It just kind of looks a bit different per plank. But yeah, it's like some of this stuff isn't really in the style. Like this is more photographic than stylized. A lot of these are like realistic. I think what you're missing from your reference is you're missing like a high poly sculpt from somebody else. You need to see how they've stylized. Their stuff. Yeah, because it just comes out a bit blobby when they're in the game. Which is why you're losing a lot of that. material definition. This you probably should leave unless there's a reason for it, because specular is meant to be at 0.5 by default. And roughness, there aren't many things in the world that have a perfect 1 roughness. So again, these are values you need to sort of look at technically to achieve what you want to achieve, but whole values like are dangerous. So I'd rather it be like 0.8 if it had to be, as well. Been very busy. Oh yeah, it's been a busy week, right, Joe? Well, it's almost the weekend, so you can vibe out. I would say any art you create, think of a process pipeline. Yeah, if you lock yourself in, like if you, so yeah, as Mr. Brook is saying, right? If you have to commit to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if you have to commit to 20 planks just to see an updating engine, that's just too long. Where if you do 3 or 4 planks and have a smaller section of the dock, you can get that right first. By having less planks as well, you'll use up less TD, less texture spaces. Are you baking X normal? Really? So old school. X normal is like a. I use that in a university. It's so old. Still does the job for sure, but I haven't heard the X normal name in like a generation. Does that make sense for the wood planks, Leah? X normal is for grandpas. What are you trying to say? The more you can get out of little pieces as possible without noticeable repetition, the better. Save so much time. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Caden, you're going to get some heat from the chat. Pulling his grandpas. Got our eyes on you. Be careful. Oh, crazy bump. Now I feel really old. What else did you have to show, or was there anything else? Like this Sea of Thieves reference, it's not even applicable if for what you're trying to do. So I just maybe it's lighting reference, but if you're gonna go for the Sea of Thieves style, it's a completely different thing to what you're doing. So you've got to decide what you want to achieve, because this is mostly gradients and moving the verts to get the low poly look and hand painting. Whereas you're going for more like a stylized, sculpted style. So the only thing you're missing is some reference of like a stylized scene that's been done with stylized wood, right? So it could be anything, but just getting something in there, like I just found this right away, may or may not be applicable. But yeah, this is obviously very stylized. And then you can find like then you got like this. This is also stylized, but they're completely different approaches in the sculpts, but they're consistent, right? in terms of each plank is consistent to itself. So you've got to find what art direction you want on your sculpt and stick to it, because it's a bit random at the moment. It's kind of half photographic, half realistic, some a bit soft. But yeah, it won't take long. Like if you stick to like the same 4-6 planks, I think the key message is just keep resculpting those, get your art style right. Spend 2 days just sculpting planks over and over and trying out all the variations in game. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, cool. Was there anything else, Leah? Yeah. Marmoset is definitely Marmoset seems to be the A standard. Second, I'd say Substance. If anything, your initial sculpts here are actually more consistent. They're more consistent than what you have at the moment. So all it's going to take is just make the same planks over and over. Yeah, plus that bevel shader in Marmoset looks crazy good. Yeah, if you do your planks, get your planks right, everything else stems from the planks. Like the art direction for your stone, bricks, it'll follow the same process. Next, we got Giga. Doing more of a level design project, which is quite big in scope. I know before we said to focus on one area. I can already tell this is looking a bit more fleshed out, which is good. Or am I lagging? Am I disconnecting? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is that me? Or is that you? Hello? I don't think I've disconnected. Ah, okay. Giga, your level is so big, you fake disconnected me. So I'd say be careful, too many lights. You wouldn't have this spread out. You could if they're only emissive. If you start adding lights to these, it's going to be too expensive. So just yeah, you could have it like that, but don't. If you start adding spotlights to each one, it's going to be expensive. So just be wary of that. We don't usually put that many lights next to each other in games because they're expensive. But if it's just a strip with emissive, you can get away with it. So is this the area you're focusing on? Just this sort of first area. This is your section that you're bringing up, right? So I think we said, is this section 1 basically that you're working on, and getting up to the high quality standard for the rest of the stuff to do based off. Where are your latest renders? And one thing that would be good for everyone that does the Patreon reviews, put before afters each week. So show me like what you had the week before, and show me what you've got this week in screenshots as well. Because I always forget whereabouts we're at in some of the things, right? But if you have the A, we call it AB. Have an AB. A is before, B is after. So start doing ABs from now, and that'll be cool. Cool. This is good images of what you're fixing. It's good to see. Stop, be lazy. What's going on here? What's going on with this feedback? You best not have any area lights in your level. I remember last week you almost gave me a heart attack with those rec lights. Better not be seeing any rec lights in this one, Giga. But no, seriously, it's coming on very well. Like, it looks like you've done some lighting. It looks cleaner. It's got some reflections on it as well. Like, I remember in the very first week, it was like just bare bone blockout, right, with the Unreal grid. But now it's starting to get into that next quality pass. I still think like scale is such a big level. You need a lot of like human scale props to kind of get the scale right. But I would still stick to this notion of yeah, stop being lazy. Stick to this notion of working on one area before you do the rest, especially if that's your character scale. But yeah, start doing some ABs each week, and that'll be really good. Oh, you did this concept. That's cool. Yeah, I can't 2D paint for once you model this out with the reflections on, it's gonna be really cool. Yeah, good mirror, good notes. So yeah, I can't edit your board, so I'd say before afters each week of your camera angles so we can see what you've done. Keep fixing what you're fixing. Don't put lights on the emissive strips, and then it'll be fine. Yeah, it looks like for the most part you're just fixing stuff that's in the level, right? You're fixing topology, so for now that it would be just keep going. But this is starting to look a lot cleaner with the reflections and the soft shadows, and it's just a lot of stuff to fill in, right? A lot of propping to do. So why is that? Check your attenuation radius. You shouldn't have you shouldn't have point lights anyway, right? For the most part, but whatever this is doing, just make sure the attenuation and change it to movable. Where are you baking lighting? If you're baking lighting stationary, I guess stationary is fine. I've never liked stationary lights. They've always been a pain in the ass. But a project this big, I would just recommend using dynamic lumen. So set your lights to movable, and that'll get rid of this X. Well, cool, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see this train. It's going to be cool. So it seems as though you did stop be lazy. I don't think you were ever lazy anyway, but your progress was really good this week. So maybe you should change this to start be strong. You can start be strong and you'll be good. Yeah, good progress, man. Yeah, you're doing good. Keep it up. Yeah, it's focusing on that one section. And start be strong. You can do it. I believe in you. And you got rid of that rectangle light. That's good. I almost panicked again. Next is a stream first, because it's been not been in previous weeks. We got the Smoo. Should make Smoo make a mirror. My flow is broken now. Got to load up each one. I don't want to show the Discord names. Case. Make a Patreon, not Patreon mirror. So Smoo has been working on a classroom for the last few weeks, doing some really good material work. Like the material definition is got some parallax offset, nice metallic sheen on the chairs. This is progressing really nicely. Like this shot here, I'm starting to get the feeling of like this me being in this room. There's something about the way the floor and the light is hitting it. I think this side here with these blinds, this is probably the side that's taking me out of reality. But the more you put material work and set dressing on here, the better. Some radiators with plugs, if it was relevant for this time period, on the walls would be good. But when I look here, like this is bringing me into it. So, you know, getting some variation on the tabletops. If you can find a whiteboard and write your own stuff on it, just steal one from someone and, you know, scan that in, take a picture of it. That's always a smart way to do like a texture for this sort of stuff. But yeah, plug sockets, wires, radiators. I'm not sure what this area light is doing. It's kind of clipping through the wall, so just be careful on that. And I put the mirror, the Patreon, well, the public mirror that you guys have a look at the moment. I put my lighting workflow on there. So maybe there's stuff there you could apply to it as well. Yeah, cool. Looking forward to seeing that materialized. Yeah. Are you going to do like the little pins as well that there's little things that you put into the board? The only thing you're missing, I would probably start to explore some high focal length shots. Everything here is wide angle and zoomed out. So start getting some, you know, 60, 80 or 60 to 80 millimeter zooming in on areas. That will start to get you the more cinematic shots that will supplement your establishing shots well. So, Smooth, you've been hiding. You've been in the stream for ages. See, I can't tell who's who until they tell me. So, Smooth called us the grandpas. That's it. After the stream on the Patreon, we're all gonna. Leah, get the bat. Giga, get the chair. Matty, get the procedural axe. We're gonna get Smoog. We're gonna get him. But no, really good material def. Just more, you need to get some sort of vertex painting if you can. Get some decals. I know you got some RGB masks on here. With some subtle decal work. And just start detailing up the shit out of the walls as well. And then get some high focal length shots. But cool. Yeah, shaping up. And do some ABs as well for the Discord. It's over now. Yeah. So before afters, and we'll see. I still think the blinds, because you've put the subsurface or whatever on the blinds, I think they look weird. So we need to compare that to reference. I know it was causing a shadow error, so we probably need to have a look at what we can do with that. Maybe some lighting channel work. Smoog ain't gonna be smug anytime soon. Oil up, Smoog. Wait, what are you talking about? How did what? This plan to attack Smoog is turning into something else. Like, what's going on here? Does that help, Smoog? Also, tell me how you'll have to tell me how to say your name because I keep calling you Smoog, Mug, Smaug, the dragon. Let me know if that feedback helps or if there's anything you was looking for. Matty. So I know you've been spending a lot of time doing the modular stuff. You've kind of done it in a weird order, but it's fine. Like usually you do the modular stuff first, but this is your learning journey to make stuff modular. So the fact that you've done it midway through is a good learning experience as well. Yeah, all good, Smoog. You're doing really good. All right, Matty, where am I? Where am I looking for this week's renders? Show me the way. This is this is so funny. Matt's mouse movement on Miro is so different to Leah's. Like he look at him, he's like, whoa! Oh, he's like swinging a massive axe, and then like you got Leah's, which is like like smooth mouse movements, and look here and look here. Matt's just like, look the f over here, look the f over here. We need Miro movements for everyone now on the Patreon. Right, where was I looking? I got distracted. I got distracted at your mouse movements. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, this being wider looks so much better, dude. Like, way better improvement. Now you can actually walk down there now in gameplay, which is awesome. I like the read. This is reading cool. Yeah. The lighting is looking simpler, which is good. I still think at some point we're going to need to really look at what we want to do with the lighting. Like, you got to choose, right? The fireplace or the top. Having both is going to take up a lot of attention. Yeah, these arches look cool. I do like those. That corner arch is good as well. Squiddo. Nice experimentation with cameras. So, Smoog, this was the sort of thing like this. Having been playful with the cameras, right? So changing the crop sensor so it's wide or vertical, using some higher focal length shots, getting nerdy with the photography side. That's another great way to decompress on your scene when you're spending so much time doing the bigger picture. Sometimes it's good to zoom in on certain bits and get the cameras just right. I will say Sofa is starting to read pretty nice. Some weirdness going on here. I don't know what it is, but buttons don't look like they follow curvature. Yeah, something off with these. It looks like they don't look metal as well. So check material definition on that. It doesn't look like these buttons are following properly. Something about it. Careful how far you clip books into the sofa. The camera angle feels good though. I do like the camera angle. I like this cropping. This one I like as well. This one is probably better widescreen. This one doesn't feel as nice to look at. This one again, probably better as widescreen, higher focal length. Some of the masks do feel a bit like low resolution. So have a look at that texel density video I made. Because, yeah, they feel a bit low res. So a bit, they got some like faceting on here. Check TD. Because the scene you're doing, you really do want to, I would say you really do want to be at like 1024 per meter if you can. There's a lot of high detail going in there. I think you need to look at some Cromwell, good ref for Cromwell sofas. Yeah, compare this stuff to ref. I don't exactly know how this should look. I know the buttons feel a bit off. I thought this pattern looked cool, but it may or may not be accurate to what it is. But I think what you can probably do is just start putting some of your reference next to these images. Like when we gave Leah that feedback last week, if you do what Leah did, it's a really good way to readjust your vision to what you're trying to make. Sometimes we can stray away from reference a bit too much, right? So when we had Leah do this as part of the feedback, I think it's gone, maybe. It might be gone, but do you remember when it was like the arrows pointing to the reference? But yeah, just basically put images, put reference next to your parts of your blockout, what it's meant to be. Because that's good for these reviews as well, right? So we can see what you're trying to make. So for example, you know, I'll show you a quick example. You know, you can take oh, I don't think. So yeah, a quick example would be on one of your renders, this, right? Do stuff like this on some of your renders. It helps review your work really well as well. So now we have a much more of an idea of how it should look. So if you do that with all of your ref, that really helps you mid-production as well. So right now we can talk about like accuracy, but the main thing is the texture resolution as well and the color. Like you can take some creative liberties on it, but as well, you know, the asymmetry of the teeth, how some are grinded in, stuff like that. 10 what on Patreon? So yeah, we call that a reference justification pass. So obviously you reference at the start a lot, but once you're halfway through production, you take your current shot or your current block out, and then you put the reference next to it, and you're like, "Am I in the correct range?" Like, and that will tell you a lot that you need to know about stuff. So if you do that with the Cromwell sofa, that will be good as well. But yeah, I really like the camera angles. I think there's some good stuff going on here. Does that make sense, Matt? Yeah, if you can also do a screenshot to show what your TD is. So grab the files from my Patreon. So when I did the TD video, I put the FBXs in that post. You can grab them and make sure that these are the same, because then your textures will be higher res, because they look too low res at the moment. So yeah, good camera angles, good framing. We just got to keep getting the asset pipeline down. But we're starting to get some good shots out of this for what you can detail up. But yeah, like I said, keep redoing and redoing the props, redoing the props, redoing the materials, redoing the materials. That is how you get to where you want to go. On the 4th and 5th attempt, it's going to start really looking good. But cool. I missed any. See, having a Fred this week was much better. Yep, Leah, Giga, Smug, Matty. Cool. Yeah, this with film grain. Once you've got materials on, you've done a proper lighting pass. You got film grain on there, convolution bloom. Gonna look juicy, super juicy. This is a good ref for the albedos, actually. That's funny. That's funny. Hold on. Forgot to do like the smoothing groups on the pigeons or the robins. You can see the facets in the chest. I didn't even see that. That's funny. Oh, floating grass. The downfall of being in 4K. Looks great though, but I just noticed that was funny. This will probably be another quality benchmark as well. This has a good feel in the materials. Yeah. Right, folks. I might do a tiny bit to this off stream for this bit, but it should start looking like a building next week, and then I think we can start to put this into Unreal and figure out how much we want to split it. I know we got the bottom piece, the top piece. We need to figure out if we want to put like this as one piece, or if we split it in two, so there's a straight and an end. Things like that can always be a bit of a challenge when it's such a specific building. So we'll see with the big chunks, whatever keeps it easier, really. Well, cool. Thanks again, everyone. We went a bit later today because late start. I'll be on the Discord as usual. For anyone else, I will see you on the Strum next week. It's good to see all the regulars back again. But yeah, for now, I am out.